they never make the leap because they are fearful, and then they are kind of struggling. They feel like, oh, they are stuck, they don't want to do this. What's going to happen? What if they lose their job? So what do you do to push them or show
Well,
them the way, that there's another way?
yeah, well, you can show them and offer them that, listen, I want you, if this is your passion and this is your calling, if you're passionate about real estate, you like what we do, and this is a community you like, then there's a way to leave your job. You can do it, slowly and carefully until you build it out. And then once you have sufficient cash flow, then you can leave and do work part-time. So you have another avenue of freedom that you can choose. Um, and we give them pathways to work with me.
Welcome back to the Wealth Vibe Show, where we tune into the frequency of wealth creation, protection, and expansion. I'm your host, Loomba, and today we are exploring something that often gets overlooked in wealth conversations. We talk about money, market, and deals, but what if the real accelerator to wealth isn't just knowledge or strategy? Is it mentorship, maybe? So our guest today knows the firsthand. Jonathan Wee, my good friend, spent over 20 years in corporate America as a tax professional before he walked away to follow his passion. He started with residential real estate back in 2003, and in 2018, he expanded into commercial real estate, building a portfolio of more than 2,300 units and $100 million asset under management. But here's the part I love. Jonathan did not stop at building wealth for himself. He now runs a mentorship program, a mastermind community, and hosts a podcast building wealth through commercial real estate. Or you were not meant to stay in that world forever.
When I was working, I was raised by Asian tiger mommy. She said you have to study hard, become a doctor, become a esteemed professional, hold your family name to high esteem. And being a good boy, I've been studying all my life. I went to good schools. And the so-called American dream at the time was to have a nice house, have a good career, have a stable job. So it's what we thought, is what we've been led by I guess society and by your parents. And so I went that route. And what I realized was I went into accounting, and I went to CPA, and then my first job doing taxes. And I remember someone thought, oh, I don't like taxes. I don't think I can ever do taxes in my life, but never say never. And then I started doing taxes because it was my job, it was my career. And I actually like taxes because I realized the more advanced level you go, the more you understand it, the more you understand the lingo, you can actually play around the taxes and the strategies around to save money. So I started thinking about higher strategies, and I started thinking about not just preparing the returns like an entry level, but more like a mid like an executive director. How do I save money for clients? And I started working in PwC, the big four, helping clients strategize sort of Fortune 500 companies. We had large companies all over, IBM and you name the big banks in New York. We helped them save $1 million. So I did like it, but then what I realized was as soon as you work hard, and then I went into private industry, I worked for this large bank like Credit Suisse First Boston. They start working you to death, and they start putting a lot of hours on you with a lot of politics. And I realized, you know what, this is not for me. I'm a simple person. I don't want all this pressure, and I don't want my health to decline. So I decided to it was kind of an awakening moment when I realized I had to leave this life, and I call it the midlife crisis, where you're in this sort of matrix where everyone's kept saying, "Okay, work, work, work." I want you to work 80 hours a week. I want you to produce. I want you to save money. And I felt like it was a very toxic environment, and I had to leave. And it was a choice. You want to take the red pill or blue pill? So I decided to leave the matrix, right? And I spent 1 month just living with my brother, meditating in my house, thinking, what should I do? What should I do? And it was kind of the awakening moment. It was kind of like my Gandhi moment, or there's very famous ascendant master called Babaji. I don't know if you know Babaji. He's a
I
very
know about
famous,
it. I know him.
very, very high level ascendant master, one of the highest levels. And at that moment, I started meditating. I was like, what should I do with my life? I have no idea. I was so lost, And then my wife quit her job too, so we had no income at all. Well, it's like, oh, whatever. We just sold a house, and then it came to me. I needed something to get back. I love real estate. I love rich dad poor dad. I had single houses and condos, and I sold some to get income and had one left. It was a class A because they're easy to manage. And I had a great tenant. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna hire a mentor and build out my own company because that's the only way that I'm gonna be happy and I won't get laid off. Because I was afraid of getting laid off because in Wall Street they merged, bought my company. I was in the middle of a merger. I was like, I'm gonna get laid off by this company. That's everyone's saying I'm gonna get laid off. But you know what? They kept me because they saw my talent. And no, this guy is talented. I'm not gonna lay this guy off. But then I wasn't happy when I came to the new culture. It was a French company. It was very French about like coffee, drinking coffee, talking to themselves. And this is not from me, this is not inclusive culture. It's very like, it's very like cliquish. I said, this corporate politics is not for me. I'm just gonna leave and do my own thing, and I'll find my own way, just like how everyone did. And I decided to hire a mentor because the only way to accept my growth is to hire a mentor. And I hired a mentor, and they grew me to this day over. I now have $130 million portfolio. I'm financially free, and I'm able to help others by offering some of my time to help mentor other people without they were stuck or didn't know what to do. And I want to give back to give them the opportunity that, hey, listen, there is a way out.
You were talking about Babaji earlier. He's
Hmm.
a spiritual ascended master. You brought in Tony Robbins in your talk when you were talking earlier. And then you're talking about the self-reflection that you went by yourself, spent time with yourself, and to Big Sur. And then you're also talking about the vibrations, right? So let's
Hmm.
break all down for our listeners because it could be totally brand new phenomena for somebody who is
Yeah.
stepping into this world. I know mindset is such a cliche these days because
Hmm.
every other mentor, I would say, there's like multiple mentors out there. Every other person is a mentor, number one, and they are just spitting out so much information about the mindset, but the daily routines, morning routines, evening routines, maybe afternoon routines, do this, do this, do that. Is I'm not sure if it's helping people that much. It's maybe confusing the minds more, right?
Hmm.
Mind is just like a monkey mind. It's jumping
Yes.
from here to there.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then instead of helping people, there's a lot of confusion out there.
Hmm.
So finding the right mentor is very important. And now, first of
Yes.
all, I have to tell you, mentor is very important too, whether we are Asians, we understand the value of that, but our ascendant masters, they are the mentors actually. And
Hmm.
we follow them because it's ingrained our DNA. That's the way we are
Yes.
brought up. So, like I say all the time, that I had this spiritual insect of me, but it just got unfolded later part of my life. Because
Yes.
initially I didn't know that I had all this knowledge or all this wisdom in me, but as you start, reflecting back at yourself, you start learning more about yourself. So,
Yes.
any kind of mentorship program, anything that you wanted to do in your life, I would say, even the mindset, the first step is to know yourself, right? So,
Yes.
I wanted to go back in your journey and kind of demystify all these things that you told us. Start from the very beginning. What was the first incidents or I would say, pivot point for you when you thought, oh, I am much more than this. Let me go ahead and rediscover myself first and
Mm.
then align the things for me before I start doing anything. And then I think then you will take us through the whole journey of your, this mindset change into mentorship.
Sure. Sure. So the pivotal point was when I left my career because I was missing all these Wall Street mergers, and I left and I had time to reflect. And in my brother's house, I just sat down. I was like, wait, what am I gonna do? I'm like, 30 something years old. What am I gonna do now? And I started meditating to myself and calling on the higher power to give me wisdom, light, And then we have guides. It's invisible. We have guides. We have angels, we have spiritual guides, everything. And they come to and you get downloads. So if you ever take a shower, like I give you an example, like when you take a shower, oh, I'm stupid. I should have done this better. I didn't realize this. Why didn't I do this before? And I hate I'm like, that's stupid. I should have thought about that. It's kind of like at work or anything you do, and you take a shower or some point in your head, it comes to you naturally. It's like a download. We call it download. It's like a thought. It's like, aha, that's what I should have done in hindsight. And then you can go back and if you're working on a project, you can fix it. So those are from higher consciousness, guides or someone giving you downloads. Say, hey, listen, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how you're supposed to, synchronicity supposed to take you to the path where you meet the right people. How I met you, and the synchronicity that we're aligned and we go to the same path. So then, since I love real estate, I love Robert Kiyosaki's book. I decided to hire a mentor in real estate, multifamily. A lot of millionaires and billionaires in America create multifamily, as you know. They pay no taxes normally through cost segregation, depreciation, and they basically make a lot of money through wealth creation, buying multifamily, syndicating. And each one has a mentor, by the way. All had mentors teaching them, and they all leverage the power of OP, other people. So, for example, my students say, hey, I have Jonathan's portfolio, his track record. That's other people's OP, right? So OPE, other people's everything, right? So everything is OP in life because, like a student, you learn from your master. Babaji was a master. They're the students, the OP, they're learning from him.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ was a master for the Western world. They learn from him. So basically, everything's like that, and that's how you grow successful in life. But when you have the mastermind community, Napoleon Hill said you need a great mastermind. So that's part of he wrote that in his thing to grow. You need a good mastermind. You learn from mentors. So that's how I started with that a mentor, and I grew so much. It's like I'm now on like 17 deal, and I have a great community, and like-minded community who believes in the vibes we believe in, and try to help change the world. So that's what happened at that time when I did it. So.
Thank you for sharing that. And that's very, I would say, sacred.
Hmm.
When this kind of thing happens, because all of a sudden the realization of you are much more than what you think of yourself, right? You've been playing
Hmm.
small all these years, and all of a sudden there's a huge expansion. And what you're talking about creating a mastermind or just like working together, it's just a collective intelligence then. So
Yes.
you're just like more than yourself because you're bringing others along the journey, right? So I'm going to
Yes.
ask you this question. Going back to the material world because so many people dream of leaving their job, but they never make the leap because they are fearful and then they are kind of struggling. They feel like, oh, they are stuck, they don't want to do this. What's going to happen? What if they lose their job? So what do you do to push them or show
Well,
them the way, that there's another way?
yeah. When you can show them and offer them that, listen, I want you, if this is your passion and this is your calling, if you're passionate about real estate, you like what we do, and this is a community you like, then there's a way to leave your job. You can do it, slowly and carefully until you build it out. And then once you have sufficient cash flow, then you can leave and do work part-time. So you have another avenue of freedom that you can choose. Um, and we give them pathways to work with me. They could also be LPs on my deals. There's different pathways that they can choose and what fits their lifestyle. And then the mentors one-on-one with me, and we talk about different things. We also have annual retreat. We spend time together. We bond together, team bonding, fireside chats. We help them, in life and what they have. Try to help them coach them as well. So a lot of things that we do together, as a community, and we just try to help each other, bring their spirits up, and then help them create financial freedom. That's what we do.
So you told me earlier that you started from the single family and then you shifted to multi-family or I think self-storage too. We did one self-storage together. That's how I remember. So what drew you to those asset classes as a long-term wealth building vehicles? Uh, were the single family not enough for you, that portfolio?
I had three single families. And it did not in New Jersey, high property taxes, so it produced very little. and some was broke even, so it did not create that wealth engine I wanted. So I realized you need to go bigger and scale faster. So you need a multifamily, and that's one of the biggest. That's one of the top workhorses in commercial real estate. As I think, as a multifamily stronger than other asset classes because of this demand for affordable housing, right? If you build a community, people need to live there. So that's why it's a huge demand, and you can fill the gap by improving the environment. So I believe in residents first. So we host community events like Easter, back to school, 4th of July. And a lot of residents say thank you to the owners to us. They just say thank you very much because they took the kids out and they appreciate it. So we believe in helping the residents foster a good community, longer retention, and also improve the community. And also fix the areas and do a good job in the work orders. And that's how we have very excellent like high ratio of occupancy. Like always in the 90s. We're always like equal or exceeding projections. Why? Because our secret is the residents. If you make the residents happy, you have a wait list. But you're always going to be full and they're always going to be happy with us. That's the key. And then be fair to them, like fix it right away. They have an issue. So we have a good management team and we have a weekly meeting on KPIs. But it's a good relationship. I mean, you need a good team like an Avengers. Like you need an Avengers team and they do good and you do very well. So that's how you excel.
I like that too because I just feel the same way too for the multifamily investing that we do. I just believe in building communities. And
Mhm.
for you, especially now you're scaled over 100 million in real estate. Looking back, what was the one pivotal decision you made that completely changed your wealth trajectory?
After I closed my first deal, I knew I can do it. I just needed to continue my path, work hard, build a team of brokers, with everyone meet and get more connection, find more deals, and then and always be raising capital, always be raising, meaning always just educating them, always talk who you are, pass your business cards. And when I go to meetups, I go deep into the meetup. I don't go like 100 business cards. I go to like maybe 10 instead of 100. Because I want to have lunch with you. I want to know who you are. Go deep in the verticals. So that 10 could be my passive investors, you know, or it could be my students too. You never know. And that's how we go into those relationships. I don't pass 100 business cards. I pass only like if it's 5 to 10, and I want to know who you are. That's how I do it.
That's good. That's a
Mhm.
really good strategy. And then I think we talk about that multiple times. I think before too, you and me, we talk about that, how we go to the conference too. And then you just wanted to outline everything, who you wanted to meet. They're kind of map out everything, who you wanted to meet, what you're looking for, what your goals are,
Mhm.
even
Yeah.
any networking session, even any mastermind, whatever. So as long as you have the clarity, what you're doing, why you're doing it, things kind of fall in place for you. Like you were saying earlier, I also wanted to talk about that. You mentioned about the high vibrations.
Yes.
So when you're changing yourself, when you're turning inwards, when you're learning more about yourselves, so you're coming to a place where you are accepting things as is. Uh,
Yes.
and then you're letting go a lot of things. Letting go is you're surrendering, right? Basically, surrender
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you sit on a couch, don't do anything. It means you're letting go what is not needed. So when you're
Mhm.
doing that, when you're letting go, at the same time, you're learning about yourself. So you will start vibrating on a different level because
Yes.
negativity kind of walks out the door.
Hmm.
Start
Yes.
accepting, when you start thinking things as is, and you start building stronger, better relationships. And this is from my
Yes.
experience I'm talking about because I build very strong relationship with people. Even like you and me, we go long back. So even if we
Yes.
don't talk for months, but whenever we pick up, we just pick up where
Yes.
we dropped off. So
Yes.
so that's how I believe in those kind of strong relationships. And then I believe in that, when you're in the acceptance mode, like I say, less negativity or more positive is a positive relationships, and then you're vibrating at a different wavelength. And then
Yes.
you're
Correct.
attracting the similar kind of energy, similar kind of people who are
Yes.
vibrating on the similar wavelength. So I would like you to comment on that from your experience. I mean, how would you kind of break it down even further?
Yeah, I would say that it's very important that people first know who they are, meditate, self-realize who you are, know your faults, and learn from them, and also self-love who you are, because a lot of stuff that you realize is that is trauma from a long time ago,
That's true.
and you try to blame either your spouse or your friend or someone, but it's really look back yourself and say, wait a minute, maybe it's me and maybe it's not them, right?
Mhm.
You might have like five ex spouses, and you might say, oh, it's probably all them. But in reality, when you look at it in mirror, it's probably some is your fault too, right? It's not all them, right? Not 100%, you can't hold all them. So once you accept that, what happens is that you get higher vibrational elevation, because and then once you show positivity and think and be kind to people, and surround yourself with the right vibrational energy in the same space, then it's going to grow more higher and higher, because they want to uplift you, right? People who up here actually want to help you. They don't want to hurt you, right? A lot of mentors I met in real estate who's above me, they're actually very nice people, and they actually want to help you because they understand what the true meaning of life is. It's not materialism. It's more about your spirituality, helping your consciousness, making you happy, fulfillment. You have to be fulfilled inside, self-content, happiness. Because once you have enough money, I think it's about you being happy, fulfilled, content, right? Because once you have all the money, you can buy anything you want. It doesn't really matter. It has no meaning after that, right? And then once you pass away, you can't take money with you. So at the end of the day, it's more about fulfillment, happiness. It's about who you are, helping other people, and seeing the joy in other people. And once you understand that true meaning of life and what life is really about, and the source frequency, which is love and energy, right? It's not fear and just love and energy. And once you reject the fear and jealousy, everything around you in your, we'll call the new earth, it changes. So the earth that you're in actually changes, because people who you talk to are happy, and they want to be in the same community. They want to help each other. They want to grow more. So your plane of existence in your radius is actually very different. It's vibrating at a different spiritual level. And you attract people when people see you, and immediately like, oh my God, I really like this guy. I really connect with him. I want to know more. I want to be with his community. I don't mind paying for his seminar coaching because I really want to be around him. And I heard people say that. And because they resonate with who you are, what you are, like Tony Robbins. They pay talking about Tony Robbins because they like what he does and what his symbolism is, right? And so similar, like to what you do. And once you understand that secret of life, everything will be easier, and everything will be a lot easier to manifest, because the secret is just yourself, and loving yourself, believing yourself, meditating and wishing, and be thankful for what you have, but also, trying to help people, serve others. How can I serve others? So if you can serve others before yourself, then that's good, because then you're actually helping other people, and then they're willing to associate with you because they know you're true. That's the key. That's the key. Is how can I serve others? And then once they see that you have a really heart and a good heart, and they'll help you, and then essentially you vibrate at a higher level, and the source will see that, and it will grow faster. Basically, that's how it works.
I love that. I love every word, whatever you said. I totally resonate with it. And then you said
Hmm.
something very important over here, that you said you come from a place of fulfillment when you're
Yeah.
working from that space, right? So
Mhm.
having that sense of fulfillment is very important. But if you see around, again, I'm gonna talk about my experience because I do not know what's in your experience. You'll see a lot of people, average people, are in the survival mode. It regardless of the money. I'm not talking about the money here, right? Everybody
Yeah.
talks about money, chasing money, because money is the biggest thing. They think, oh, if I have the money, or I have this much money, like $10 million, $20 million, I'm gonna be wealthy. Being wealthy and having money is two different things, right?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
being fulfilled means you're wealthy, wealthy in your thought, in your knowledge, in your life, you're fulfilled. So your approach is different. How you're talking to people, how you're mentoring, because what you're trying to do from that space is you are trying to help others, you're trying to uplift others. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yes.
You're trying
Yes.
to create more leaders around you. You're not
Yes.
creating a bunch of followers. Like I have seen a bunch of mentorship programs, they just want followers there, maybe. They just want them to join their bandwagon, maybe invest in their deals. Basically, that's what it is, just like creating a bunch of followers. But that's not the true meaning of the mentorship is. True mentorship is when you're creating more leaders around you. And you can
Yes.
only do that when you're coming from a place of fulfillment. And I'm
Yes.
going to ask you this question here now, because since getting to that place is not easy, like I said, it's regardless how much money you have, you might be sitting on $1 billion, but still you'll be in the survival mode because you're kind of stuck in on a hamster wheel in your mindset, basically,
Mhm.
it's
Yes.
on the chart, basically. Again, I'm not enough, not enough, not enough. So it's the feeling of having enough within yourself, that I am complete within myself, I am enough myself. That's where you're going to pour out that energy to your mentees out there, right?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
how would you create that feeling or sense of fulfillment in your mentees who are on the survival mode?
Oh, so my mentees who are in survival mode, what we do is we have a one-on-one session, and I comfort them and say you, and they believe in what I tell them, so they go out and they try to, like, do the steps and learn how to underwrite deals for that, and then they are building good like relationships, and they know they feel good because why? Because I take them on with me. Let's say we go to DD, they can actually go to each unit, take pictures, and contribute to the DD process, not just be a spectator. They can actually do all the work. Then they can help me maybe asset manage and do certain parts of the roles in the multifamily role. So they be a part of my team. They're not just spectators. And then they fulfill because they did something the valuable and that was needed. So they're part of our great team, great mastermind, and they help build upon that. So when I have, let's say I launch a robo taxi network in Dallas, well, they can help me manage a robo taxi fleet here in Dallas from DFW airport back to here. So when I grow my business, they can do other businesses. They'll run a laundromat or run whatever. They can help. The sisters can help me. They're part of my community. So that's how they're fulfilled, and they become a leader too because they have to run like a CEO to run like a robo taxi, and I delegate, let them run like Gina Wickman traction. You delegate, you let them run. You don't micromanage them, and they'll run it. So that's how it works.
So, why do you think or believe that mentorship is the missing link in most people's wealth journey? Do you believe in that? I believe in that 100%. But
Yeah,
I wanted to
yeah,
hear from you.
yeah. Well, I'm living testament that and proof that it's not just a belief, it's a fact. Because when I started, my net worth was like maybe less than 500,000 or something. Now it's $1 million because I hired a mentor, and I invested in myself, and that investment paid off 10, 20, 30 folds. So it is a fact. It's not a belief. It's fact that I went through it. Many people went through it. If you look at Joe Fairless, he had a mentor. You look at everyone else that's successful in life, right? They all have mentors, right? All the big guys,
Having the right mentors is very important too. Not just having a
right,
mentor, having the
right.
right mentor too. It's not just like
Yes,
being into
yes,
any bandwagon thinking I have a mentor that's gonna
yes,
give you the skill that you're looking for. Their energy has to align with you. First of all, for
yes,
that,
correct.
you have to work on yourself, like you were saying. You need to figure
Yes,
out who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, what your mission
hmm,
is,
yes,
who your being is, in order to
yeah.
align with the right energy or the right mentor. So, who are your mentors in your life? Can you share that with us?
I have several mentors. I have Drew Whitson, who helped me in multifamily. He was on the Michael Blanc a mentor. Michael Blanc, in a way, was a kind of mentor. He gave me a lot of guidance as well. Um, I have some other people who helped me in storage as a mentor. Um, so yeah, I had several mentors in my life to help me grow my business. Those are a few of them. So
That's
yeah.
good. So let's shift the gear here a little bit. I wanted to ask you this question because since you've been in real estate for a while, have done multiple classes, even
Mm.
single family to commercials. So, what are some of the biggest wealth traps you see investors fall into, and how do you use your mentorship to help them avoid those?
Yeah, so a lot of common mistakes that newbie does that they think they could do on their own on like a multifamily, and then you can't do it on your own because a lot of agency loans need a key principal for balancing liquidity, so you can't just go on your own buy it. Because the first common mistake is when people, oh, I want to buy myself, I want to control it, I want to do it yourself, and that's a common misconception, and you really can't do it on your own because you cannot. afford it on your own, most likely. If it's a 100-unit property, you cannot afford on your own, most likely. Most average people cannot afford on their own, 100-unit property in Dallas. And then second, you don't have the liquidity or network to actually to handle that kind of strength. And then the second misconception is, oh, I can raise a capital easily, which is very difficult in the beginning to raise capital. And probably know from the early days that it's not simple to raise capital. Um, and then the third misconception, which is I've seen a lot of people fail is asset management. They don't know how to really properly asset manage the property. So even though a lot of these gurus teach you like how to underwrite deals and raise capital, they don't teach you how to asset manage. And that's what's missing in that program, which we help you all the way when you're asset management. We can help you how to proper KPIs, how to have weekly meetings, what are red flags, when to fire the property manager when you need to, so stuff like that.
Yeah, those are all important because I think the real work starts when the deal is closed. It's not
Yes.
like that you just raise a capital, deal is closed, and everybody posts on social media, they think the work is done. But the real work starts from there. And if you're sharing that with your mentees, that's pretty awesome. So,
Mhm.
can you share a story of someone in your program who completely transformed their wealth journey after getting guidance and the community or the network from you?
Oh yeah, yeah. I had a student who came in and within like 6 months we did two deals together. One was a 24 million Class A in Louisville, Kentucky. Another one was like 18 million in Ohio, Columbus, Ohio.
Mhm.
And now we're working together on a third deal in Sherman, Texas that I'm working on right now.
Mhm.
And his role is I gave him more duties because he was very active. He's helping me underwrite to help him do asset management, and so he's very fulfilled and happy. And we align in the same vibrational energy because he was a CPA as well, like me. He's a younger version of myself. He's like maybe close to getting late 20s, 30 years old. And he was a younger version of myself, and he knew how to underwrite deals, Excel, similar, presentation. And we aligned, and he helped me start underwriting deals, finding deals, and as a manager now. So he's playing a pivotal role from being a student. Now he's grown up to be more like a leader in helping me run my property. So
Great. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm going to ask you one mindset question more. I know we've been talking about mindset, so let's talk a little
okay.
bit more about mindset. We know that mindset plays a really big role in wealth creation. So, how do you help your mentees shift from fear or scarcity into wealth building mindset? Because initially when you start, there is always this rigid or scarcity mindset.
Mhm.
Because there's a self-doubt too. I'm not enough, or whatever I have is mine. I'm not going to share my investors. I'm not going to share this knowledge. We've been there, done that, right? Because
Yeah.
when you're young, you go through that journey as well. So, how do you help your mentees?
When I do the one-on-one session, I ask them like, what are your fears? What anxiety you have? And then I'm a good listener, so I have to listen first to see what they say. And if they say, oh, I never done this before. I'm afraid of losing the money or something. Then I said, okay. I said, here, I want to show you something. I want to explain to you something. Look at all these deals I've done. I had never done one capital call. No, I never lost anyone's money. So rest assured that any deals that we do is protected, and we have a lot of reserves to protect everything. So then okay, they get more relaxed. And also you're not begging them for money. You're basically offering institutional quality offering that you don't get to the average person. And this is just more educational process than you trying to take anyone's money. That's what I'm trying to explain to them. And that's so then they understand, and so and from that step one, start building the confidence, and over time you see they do very well. Like my student I told you about in the beginning, he had like no investors, and he has like a couple every single deal we have investors coming all the time. And then when's the next deal? So he became the it guy in real estate, basically.
Interesting. So, when is the right time to seek a mentorship?
Right time is so it's I want you to know inside yourself and your calling where you're at in your life, and if this is something that you feel like in your life that you need. Like when I was back then, I was confused, I was lost, but I love real estate. I love Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I want to create wealth for my family, a legacy for my young daughter and my family. Then this is then this is something you want to explore and see if if this is something will fit for you. But if there's something like this you happen to you right now, I recommend you just have a call and then see if that's something that makes sense for you. That's all.
So, how has this teaching and sharing your knowledge shaped your own definition of wealth?
Um, yeah, wealth is for me, it's just being happy, being content, and appreciating what you have right now. That's worth more than any dollar amount. Like you have a great husband, you have a great home. You are worth a lot more than any. Like you are in gold right now, and you just don't realize it because you take it for granted.
That's so
Yeah,
true.
what I'm saying? Like what you have right here is luxury. You go to Africa, go to Cambodia. It's like there's nothing there. I mean, you go to. I want you to go there, fly there, come back a couple of weeks, and you come back. You're like, oh my God, this is the best country on earth. You can say that,
That's so
right?
true.
You feel that, right? When you come back from India or something like that, right? Some other places like that. So
That's true. I agree on that. Like I
yeah,
say, every moment you have a choice. What do you
mm,
want it to choose and then run with it? But the thing is, most of the time we miss out on all those moments because nobody's present in the present moment. So if you could go
yes.
back to Jonathan of 2003, who's just starting out, what would you tell him about your mentorship and wealth?
Um, if I can go back in time, I would have said, you should have started sooner. This is you can have the life you by design of choice that you could design your own life by choice.
I agree 100%
It's
on that. Oh my God.
yeah,
That's right.
it's essentially free will. So everyone in life was given free will.
Hmm.
And if I was young, I would have been back. I would have started earlier, and I would have built a nice real estate portfolio and had more, build a nice community. And I would have been living, like life the way right now, but at a younger age. And I could have impact more people in lives to help them uplift them, taken out from this, they call the awakening moment. We call it there's a term for that. I forgot what the term, but it's called the awakening moment. And then basically it raises your vibration and it take you to a different level. Like me meditating in Sedona for 2 hours with my mentor, or one guy I hired in Sedona, man, and you feel that energy in your heart and your soul. It's like really powerful. And we need people to awake and say, listen, you have a choice, and you live up by design. You could live what you want. You could live like life like me if you really want to. You can have what you want. It's just your choice at the end. It's all, you have to go after it too. So
That's true. Okay, I agree on that 100%. Just stepping out of your conditioning, your patterns, and stepping into a new life. And for that, you need to know yourself. So this brings us to a rapid fire round. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You're going to answer it in one word or one sentence only. Are you ready?
yes, go ahead.
What's your morning wealth habit?
I each day will pray, like I meditate, eat a healthy breakfast, and I work out normally. I spend 1 hour working out, then I eat a healthy breakfast and I meditate. And I play meditation music on my Apple, on my iPhone, and then I do breathing techniques. Then I meditate and connect to what we call the source frequency, which is a very, very high frequency of love and light, and that essentially will help provide a lot of the stuff that we need in the material realm. So essentially, you can grow through manifestation and through helping others, helping my students, helping others, helping you in tax questions. So I can help people to shed the light more so that we can have a much more beautiful, positive community, what we call the new earth, a 5D. We call it 5D level, the fifth dimension, right? Not the third dimension, like low level, low frequency with high frequency, the rainbow bridge. When I was at Sedona, I measured 2 hours and said that you're gonna see the rainbow bridge soon. That means that's a fifth dimension, basically.
Hmm,
That's what it says.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
So, favorite book that shape your money mindset?
Rich Dad Poor Dad and Think and Grow Rich and Napoleon Hill. Mhm.
Both are good. I love Think and Grow Rich. A deal you
Oh,
never forget, good or bad.
I would say the first deal I done. We did. 2.3x in 2 years and 4 months. And I was very happy and very proud of the deal. My first lead deal as a lead sponsor in OKC, 56 units, Class C. I'm very proud of that deal. And I used to, when I eat dinner, I used to watch on my phone. I had the Ring camera. I used to watch on my phone. When the evening sunset on a Class C apartment, I was like, this is my baby right here. I know that I was going to do well. And I kept working at it, and I done well. So,
Okay, the next question is coffee or tea?
I love green tea. I love jasmine tea. I love Asian tea. Obviously, I'm Chinese. I love matcha latte, matcha tea. And coffee. I like coffee. I like the Americano and the regular coffee.
Wealth in one word means
It means happiness to me. Happiness.
great. Jonathan, this is such a powerful conversation. I think it's out of the box, touching multiple dimensions outside of the physical.
Mhm.
And I'm glad to learn a lot more about you, about your spiritual journey and connecting with the higher self, learning more about yourself. Thank you for sharing your wisdom. How can people reach out to you and learn more about your mentorship program?
Yeah, they can go to my website, greystonecapgroup.com. That's GREYSTONECAP group.com. And they can see my mastermind, myself, my portfolios.
Thank you so much again, Jonathan. And for everyone who's tuning in, remember the real shortcut to wealth isn't doing it all alone, it's finding the right mentors and communities that expand your frequency. So stay inspired, stay intentional, and keep building your wealth vibe. We'll see you next time with another awesome guest. Bye for now. Thanks, Jonathan.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to the Wealth Vibe Show. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. And don't forget your free gift. Download the Busy Professional's Guide to Real Estate Investing at loombainvest.com. See you next time with another amazing guest and another powerful conversation.